Varus guffawed. So did his bearers. The pedisequi, men who made much of their dignity, only shook their heads. No one but a fool would think a scrawny street merchant lugging an amphora had wine fit for Augustus himself. Whatever was in that jug would taste like vinegar, if it didn't taste like piss. When the litter finally reached the Palatine Hill, traffic thinned out. This had been a prosperous part of town for many years. Important people, proper Romans, lived here. You didn't see so many trousered Gauls and swarthy Jews and excitable Numidians on the Palatine. People from all over the empire swarmed to Rome hoping to strike it rich. No one had ever found a way to keep them out. Too bad, Varus thought. And the Palatine became all the more exclusive when Augustus, master of the Roman world, took up residence on the hillside. He had dominated the empire for more than a third of a century now. Senators still pined for the days of the Republic, when they were the biggest fish in the pond. Most people didn't remember those days anymore. Most of the ones who did remembered round after round of civil war. Hardly anyone except those senators would have traded Augustus's peace and prosperity for the chaos it replaced. Quinctilius Varus knew he wouldn't. He was part of the new order, one of the many who'd risen high by going along with the man who'd won the power to bind and to loose. He couldn't have done better under the Republic. Rome couldn't have done better under the Republic, but Rome mattered less to Varus than Varus did. His father, Sextus Quinctilius Varus, had thought differently. He'd killed himself at Philippi along with Brutus and Cassius after they lost against Antony and Octavian, who was not yet calling himself Augustus. Almost 50 years ago now. Publius had been a boy. He was lucky the victors hadn't proscribed the losers' families. He nodded solemnly. He was lucky a lot of ways. Soldiers guarded Augustus's residence. Augustus was no fool. He was about as far from a fool as a man could be. He knew some people still resented his mastery of Rome. 3 cohorts of Praetorian troops, about 1,500 men, were stationed in the city to protect him. 6 more cohorts were based in nearby towns. The armoured men in front of the doorway unmistakably separated his house from all the others on the Palatine. Some of the guards were Italians. Others, tall and fair, had to be Gauls or Germans. In its way, it was a sensible arrangement. Rome as Rome meant nothing to the barbarians. Augustus, as their paymaster and commander, did. "Who are you? What do you want here?" the biggest and blondest of them asked, his accent guttural as Varus's litter came up. Aristocles answered for Varus. "My master is Publius Quinctilius Varus, the ex-consul. He is to meet with Augustus this afternoon." He didn't throw his master's rank in the German's face as he had with the wagon driver. The Praetorian, after all, served a man with a higher rank yet, with the highest rank. But even someone summoned to meet with Augustus was a man of some consequence, and his pedisequus, therefore, a slave of some consequence. "You wait here. We check," the guard said. He spoke in his own sonorous tongue. One of the other soldiers ducked inside. "It will be all right, boys," Varus told the lectiarii. "You can put me down now." Gently the bearers lowered the sedan chair to the ground. Varus got out and stretched. Unlike his slaves, he wore a toga, not a tunic. He rearranged the drape of the garment. At the same time, not quite accidentally, he flashed the purple stripe that marked his status. The soldier returned and said something in the German's language to the man in charge of the detachment. That worthy inclined his head to Varus. "You may go in now, sir," he said, respect ousting practised suspicion from his voice. "Good." Varus left it at that. He never knew how to talk to Augustus's guards. They weren't equals. By the nature of things, they couldn't be equals, but they weren't insignificant people either. A puzzlement. As soon as he and his 2 pedisequi went inside, one of Augustus's civilian slaves took charge of them. Varus was sure someone else would bring his bearers into the shade and give them something cool to drink. A great house, and there was none greater, took care of such things as a matter of course. "I hope you are well, sir," Augustus's slave said politely. "Yes, thank you." Varus inquired not about the slave's health, but about his master's.